Hey guys, Jack from Superstringing Lacrosse here, and today we have our first theory video.
Think I can fly when I'm with you. My arms are wide, catching fire as the wind blows. I know that I'm rich enough.
Hey guys, Jack here. So I couldn't be more happy if you guys look behind me. I've really upgraded the office, so we have a professional looking backdrop now as well as a banner. So I'm really excited to have this whole new look on my videos. Comment below if you like the old look better or if you like this new look better. I think it looks pretty sweet. So now we're going to get into our newest video. It is going to be going over our first tips and theories videos, and we're going to be talking about pocket maintenance. So pocket and stick maintenance is a very loaded topic, so I think it's kind of unfair for me to just say pocket maintenance because we're going to be going over a lot of parts of maintenance on the stick. It's going to be a really cool video. I'm going to have different annotations, so if you just want to see one part about the pocket maintenance, whether it's tape, whether it's mesh, whether it's bag and pocket, you can just click on that certain annotation and you can go exactly to where you want to go, so you don't have to see stuff you don't want to see. First, we're going to start with pocket break-in. So this is the very first step when you get a stick strung by, say, me or another stringer. It's most important for meshes where it's a little bit stiffer. Soft mesh is not as important, but it's still really important. So I'm going to be starting with Hero Mesh, which is a semi-soft mesh, but I think it has more of a semi-hard kind of feel to it. So we're going to start with this one. So if you were to get this stick for me, you would get right off the bat a pocket that is mid-high with a great amount of shift and a really smooth release. When you first take my heads out of their box, the pocket has been pushed in to get into the box, so make sure when you get it, since it has been a pretty long journey to get there, you pound the pocket pretty well a couple of times. And what I like to do is take a ball, like an 8-ball or a greaser ball, and just run it through a bunch of times and pound the pocket like that, because the greasers are slippery, so they smooth right through the mesh really smoothly. So after you've done that, where the stringer puts it is usually what's going to be best for you. So try to pound the pocket where he recommends, and if you're not okay with that, then talk to him, or in this case me, and I'll be sure to give you some adjustments on how you can make it from a high pocket to a designated low pocket without all this extra mesh up here that you really don't want. So after you've done that, you want to go wall ball. This can be just a couple of throws, mainly I'd say 10 to 15 minutes of practice. Wall ball is what's best to really get the pocket broken in how you want it to be broken in, because you want it to be game ready. You know, East Coast Mesh's big thing with her wax mesh is that it's game ready as soon as you get it. I don't think that's true. All meshes need at least 10 to 15 minutes break-in time so you can really get used to the mesh and get it to a point where it's going to be the same. Especially with East Coast Mesh, they have a certain wax coating. It's like an extra level when you first break it in, and once you break it in, it goes down to the same coating it's going to have mainly for the rest of the time you own it. Alright, that's all for pocket break-in, and now we're going to talk about pocket bagging. So a really skilled stringer is going to have the ability to tie a pocket that even when it bags, it's not going to change from where it was. But some meshes just are not as good at not bagging. So one in particular I'm using is my Gamer. It's Shogun Mesh, and as you can see, this pocket is clearly illegal. And when I strung it, it was not illegal. You guys can go back and check out videos, but here it's definitely illegal. So what you want to do is, what I advise is tightening that bottom string. Tightening that bottom string will really allow the mesh to decrease in pocket size, so that you have a legal pocket again, which is really critical because you don't want to be called for an illegal pocket during a game. So what happens is your shooters, as you can see right here, will come looser during the game. What you want to do is just spread the love and loosen the shooters back to where you found them, because that's how you got used to the stick, and that's how it's going to be in a game. It's just a little inaccurate once you've been playing with it and it breaks in like that and then it changes. So you want to make sure that you're doing that to make sure that it's most accurate it can be. Alright, so that's all for pocket bagging. Now we're going to talk about the tape on your stick. So I do a tape similar to Paul Rabel. If you've ever seen any of Paul Rabel's stick tutorials for tape, he does a very large butt end and then a little bit of tape coming up, which is perfect for what I like, because I like to really grip it. So when I am carrying one-handed, I can just bring my hand down and find it immediately. It adds a little bit of weight, but I think if you have just a little thin thing, you can miss it. You can't miss this, and you're able to really bring it up quickly for a shot, because you're able to just find it super quickly, which is critical when you're playing. But you know, tape does come undone, as you can see right here, and that's not really ideal for when you're playing with it. So what I do is, well, I didn't do it with this tape because I want to show it to you guys, but what you're supposed to do is take some wax. I recommend beeswax. Candle wax does work, but it's not as productive, and some of the candle wax that your mom uses might be pretty expensive, so you don't want to ruin all of her candles. But beeswax, you can find it very cheap on Amazon. All you want to do is, once you've put the tape on it, you just want to rub it up and down all around the tape, cover it in wax. And it's going to take a lot longer for it to start fraying before you have to tape it again. Some players like to tape their stick every game. I'm not one of those players, but for people who are like me, who don't like to do that, throw some wax over this coating and it will really make a huge difference. Alright guys, that's it for tape maintenance. Now we're going to talk about post-game maintenance. So when you get back from a game, there's always the player just throws his stick in his trunk and just lets it sit there. And that's convenient at the time, but look what happens to your pocket. It isn't always the same way, but what happens is it just gets formed where you left in your car. Especially wax mesh, it's critical that you are able to get it in the place you want it before you put it away so it doesn't ruin it. If you haven't seen this head, we strung this up with our STX OG surgeon pattern. Click right here to see that video if you haven't. But anyways, you have to make sure that you put the pocket where you want it to be before you put it away in your car or at home. So just pound the pocket once, a couple of times, run it through, and then what you have to do is leave it like this. So put it in a position in the car where the pocket's not going to get pushed down. Put it at home where it's not going to fall over and the pocket's not going to fall over. That's what's going to be most important. So another part of post-game is cleaning it. So what happens when you play outdoors in the mud, it gets very muddy. So I've gotten a ton of questions on how you clean it to make sure that it's going to be playing the same way in a future game, as well as looking purdy, as they say. So what you do is, if you have dirt over the mesh, I want you to take some water and a paper towel and just run it down the mesh, clean it off as best as possible. You do not want to drench it, and you don't want to rub too hard on the paper towel, otherwise it will stick to the mesh and it will change the play. But just a light coating. You can't get all dirt off mesh. It's just mesh does not take all dirt off of it. You can't always get it the way you want it to be, but you can try to clean it as much as possible. What's most important is the head. I recommend just a paper towel and even just some water, and just cleaning the head after a game. It really does make a difference with how long the head's going to last, how durable it's going to be, so make sure you do that. Alright guys, so that was all for our first video on a pocket, stick, tape, maintenance, post-game maintenance, all that good stuff. This was our first tip and theories video, so that was our first one. If you have any ideas for more, please leave them down in the comment section below. A little agenda for what we're trying to accomplish. We have 2 mesh reviews. Hopefully we're going to be able to get out pretty soon. One by WNY Strings and Odyssey Mesh. So hopefully we can get that out pretty soon to you guys. We also have a major Vumex unboxing video that's going to be coming out pretty soon, and we're going to be hosting a giveaway with that. So with that Vumex unboxing, we're going to be hosting a giveaway. One of those giveaways is going to be on the Kick chat that we have. It's the exclusive 50 people one. Some people have left the chat for reasons I can't explain. So please comment your Kick name down below if you want to be added to that chat. There we host exclusive giveaways like we are hosting, and other cool things. The Vumex giveaway is going to be on that chat as well as on my Instagram page and on YouTube for you guys. We're also making a custom Super Stringing Lacrosse helmet, which I am so happy to announce. The decals, during the process of making the decals, we have been in communication with the company for a very long time now. We've been working closely with them. I'll give you a little sneak peek of that. There's a sneak peek of the logo decals. That's just the start of it. We have the brim, the visor, all this great stuff, all this awesome stuff, and I'm so happy to get it. I can't wait for it to come in. We are also going to be getting a stick rack where we be putting all our sticks, and we'll show you all the ones we have. we are going to be doing a video with that helmet, showing you the decals before we make them, and then putting the decals on the helmet, and I think it's going to be sick. I'm so happy to get it. We're also going to be having an exclusive video with the Vumex that I'm not allowed to talk about yet, but once you guys hear it, you're going to be very happy. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. To see my last video, click right there. To check out my website, click right there. And to see another random video, click right there. Have a great day.